Okay, I'm going to start my canning process. And one of the first things that I do is get my jars out to inspect them. I inspect the rim, and I also hold my glass up to check for any cracks or anything. So in doing that, this is the reason why I do it. Do you guys notice anything about this jar? See that crack? So if you put whatever product is that you're canning in this jar with that crack, more than likely it's going to burst either in your canner or your water bath, in your pressure canner or your water bath canner. So that's something all new canners need to know. So I will keep documenting this process. So that's step one. Step two of my process, I'm going to wash the scuppernongs and pick out the ones that don't look good like that and discard those. And two, with that jar that has the crack in it, I don't discard these. I already checked it. I don't feel a crack, like feel rough spot on the inside or the out. So this must have happened during the processing of the jar. So I'll keep it to put spices or just collect dry goods in it. Okay, that was just letting you guys know about that too. So we're just gonna dump these berries over here in this water. And I will start that process. So that's step number two for us. Get the berries washed. Next step, ladies and gentlemen, is I rinse my jars to prepare them to either put them in the oven on 250 to heat them up for about 20 minutes, or I put them in the canner. And this is a canner, not a pressure canner. This canner is strictly used for water bath canning. So with that being said, I'm going to get these prepped. I already got my shear gel out. This little magnetic thing to get the lids out the hot water. And that's used to sit on top of that to pour your substance, and a jar lifter. So I'm going to pour this water over these berries. Ooh, I'm making a mess. So what you do is pour just enough to cover the berries, because we're trying to get 5 cups of juice. So I think that should be sufficient. So I'll pour the rest of this water out. And I guess I need to move that pan. So these I'm going to put probably in here, fill this with water, fill my canner with water, and set them in there to get these jars sterilized. So I will be back. So this is all you do, ladies. Just put it in the water, let the water heat up. Then I'm going to crank the berries up to let them start cooking. So that's it. And you guys are wondering where the lids are to go to the jars. They're in a pot back here. And I'm going to turn them on to just loosen the rubber seal up on it. And this helps sterilize your lids too. So, me and this phone. But I'll be... Okay, guys. So this is... My muscadines are just about ready to juice. So you take a potato masher and you just mash them down to get all the juices out. And they're just about all popped, as you can see. You can tell when they're popped because they're flat looking. I don't really see any whole ones. I feel right there, so I'll mash them a little more. But once that's done, then I will show you the next process, which I may not be able to film because I got to get this strained. So you guys hold on, I'm going to have to show you the after straining. But I have cheesecloth to strain it with, and that's just a whole process for me. But anywho, you guys hold on. Hey guys, so the muscadine juice is ready. I have to come over here. I have a large 8-cup container. I got a strainer. And I got cheesecloth because this stuff is going to be smoking hot. So I'm going to put the cheesecloth over this like this. Y'all know I'm OCD. So like this to let it strain. Then eventually I will have to pick it up. And I got to go find my glove that I can use. It's for heat. But anyway, we're going to put that off in there. So anyway, when I get through pouring, because my husband's outside, so he can't help me pour, so I will not be able to show that part, because I cannot find my stand for my phone. But anywho, just hold on. Process. So you dip, and I did warm this glass up before I dipped it in the hot. I put it over there in the can of hot water. You do not put cold in hot, because you're going to have an explosion going on. So I'm just going to pour it over here like that, and if you can see, it's draining there. So I need to wind up with 5 cups of this, and yeah, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so guys, what I do is gather up on all sides and just hold it and let it drip. And you see the smoke coming off of it. That means it's hot, and I wish I could find my glove, but I can't. So I'm gonna put this phone down and get this drained, and I'll be back. Guys, here's the juice. 1 bowl. It made too much, so I have about 2.5 cups over here, or 2.25 cup of juice left. So I'm going to freeze it. So we will start the process now. So I'm supposed to have 5 cups, and I know that looks like it's almost 6 cups. So I'm gonna have to take some more of that out. But you know what? We'll chance it and see. So here we go. Okay, so we're getting ready to start the jelly making. So I took 1 cup of my 7 cups and mixed the Sure Gel in with it, and I'm going to just pour that in, and I have a whisk here to whisk that, because once you start, you have to start whisking. So I'm gonna whisk, and I'm gonna bring this to a boil. But I have my other 6 cups of sugar here. So you do that. You do this whisking to keep the Sure Gel from clumping, and I put it in that other cup of sugar to try to help with the clumping of the Sure Gel. So hold on for just a moment and let me get all this going. I can't pour this big thing of sugar here with this phone in my hand. Also, I'm gonna put a pat of butter in here to help with the foam. And you see all that foam? The butter kind of makes it come together. But yes, that's what we're doing next. So I'm continually stirring, and I'm going to bring this to what they call a rolling boil. A rolling boil is just when you can do this and it keeps boiling over the top of your utensil. So I'll bring you back once we're at a rolling boil. Then we'll add the other sugar, and we'll go from there. I want you guys to notice when I added the sugar and the Sure Gel, how the color of the juice is changing colors. And when I add all the rest of this sugar, it's going to turn even a little darker than the color it is now. So you guys stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so this is what a rolling boil looks like. No matter how you stir it, won't quit boiling. So let me set this phone down so I can add the sugar. Okay, guys, I've added the other 6 cups of sugar. You see how that color is constantly changing? Now it has the color of what the jelly is going to look like. So I'm going to keep stirring and bring this back up to a boil, and we're almost ready to start jarring up the jelly. Look how pretty that color is. It is beautiful. Okay, guys, so here's the end result. So the jelly is made, and what I do with this foam, which I've been scraping it off, at the end I take a spoon and I just go down, so that butter makes it gather together, and I just get it out and put it over here in that, just to just get that. So now we're gonna dip, and it's hot, and we're gonna pour in the jar. And yes, I'm making a mess. We're going up to like a 1/4 inch head space. Making a mess because I'm trying to use this phone. Right there. Whoop. So, yes, so when I get through jarring, I will show you the next step. The important step, you guys, is getting your vinegar out to wipe the rims of your jars. And let me show you. Here. Slide. Oop. So we're wiping the rims. Got the lids over here. And sometimes I just reach my hand in, depending on how hot it is. But that's why I got this this thing here. It clamps onto it. But if the water's not scalding hot, I just use my hands. So lid. Yeah. Next. And this water is scalding hot. Not like I said, the water just helped moisten the seal. So anywho, I'll bring you back for the next step. So next step, take your jar lifter. Oh, and you guys, when you're putting these lids on, put them on fingertip tight. That means, so you lift and put it in hot water. Hot substance, hot water. Cold substance, cold water, because you don't want to bust your jars. And I need to take this out because I'm missing something. Hold on, and I'll show you guys. Just a moment. So I went and got this canning plate to set on the bottom. So now we can put our jars in. Jar in. Set it on top of here. 1, 2, 3. And that may not be necessary. I just do it. I know in your pressure canning you can't set your jars on the bottom. So I got 4 jars in there, and now I need to fill. I'm gonna cut my eye on, and I need to fill the water up an inch above the top of my jars. Okay, so you guys, I got the water in, and I got my fire up on high. So I'm gonna water bath these for 10 minutes, but I can't start my 10 minutes until the water is actually boiling, and I'll show you guys that in a moment. Bye-bye. Not bye-bye. Hold on. Okay, guys, so now the water is boiling. Now I can set my timer for 10 minutes. Alexa, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
And just let that go, and I'll bring you back in a moment. So my 10 minutes are up. I let these sit for a few minutes. I'm just gonna pull them out, and always tilt. And there it is. And do not, guys, ever set your hot jars on a cold countertop. Your jars may explode. 2. So I got 4. Did you guys hear that pop? That means the jar has sealed. And I'm going to show you guys something if they don't seal before I can get to pulling these out. The one that just popped, you see how there's no, there's a, let's see if I can get it to show. It's a little hump right there in the center. That one's still poked out. This one is sunk in. That jar just sealed. Did you hear that one? Now that one just sealed, the one I was showing you. So, yeah. So that's the jelly baking for today. And it's pretty good because I had a piece of a jar left over. And there's another one. Oh, you might can see. You see that little hump right there? When that little hump, you can't see how it's enclaved there. Once it seals, that little hump will be an indentation. Like that right there. You kind of see that little conclave. Well, that one, just see how it just sunk in? So what I'll do is let these sit for 24 hours. I will cover them with another towel and just let them sit there and cool down. And this jar will go in the refrigerator. I may take it to one of my church members to see how they like it. And it's, as you see, it's jelly and it's still warm. So anyway, you guys, that is the jelly making video. I'm not perfect at it. I do what I do. And if I can help someone along the way, that's what I'll do. So you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.